in the chat, type my name.
And into the chat. Yes, welcome to Beginning Yoga. We're back.
Yay.
Yay. Full screen, and I'm gonna pin my video. I can still see you. Good. All right, well, it's getting too cold to be outside now, which I won't complain about. I'm loving the cold. Let's just start standing. Since I've been in my chair all day, I think standing feels good. Let's actually shake out the legs a little bit, sort of kick out a leg, just give it a little jiggle. Maybe wiggle your knees, the other leg. Maybe give your hips a little twist, like the old school twist in the 60s. And then the ribs and the rib cage, just a little twist side to side. Like they also used to do in the exercises of the 50s and 60s. A little arm swing across, maybe a little circle. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Other way, just to kind of send a little bit of vigor to our bodies. Maybe some shoulder circles, one at a time, the right and the left. And then if you can, just let the body kind of react to that by shifting side to side. And then go the other way forward with the circles. Good. Letting everything be heavy. And maybe shake those hands out a little bit. Shake, 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 shake. All the way up. And give yourself a little pat on the body. Just kind of a little pat, maybe the top of your feet. Rub those ankles. Gentle little taps just to get the blood moving. Get the belly, chest. Ooh, the shoulders, the arms. And then I like to go up the back of the head and then just gentle finger taps to the top of the head. Gentle finger taps. Milo thinks we're playing. And let's take the head in a circle. Just slow circles to the left right now. Ooh, slow circles to the left. Try to get those knees underneath your hips, feet planted on the ground, belly lifted. Ooh, slow your breathing down. Try the other way. If you're like me, this is like a little symphony of crunches as you circle your neck. And let's just keep the chin down and just kind of shake our head slowly left or right, like we're saying no, but the chin is down. And then let's do a nice slow up and down yes. And then let's take a side to side, ear to the right shoulder, and then ear to the left shoulder. So like a back and forth tilt. And let's take a deep breath in. Big, big sweep up of the arms. Stretch the arms out. Inhale. Exhale. Push the palms towards the camera. Tuck the pelvis under. Push that lower back towards the wall behind you. One more time. Big inhale. Sweep the arms open. Maybe give yourself a little arch, a little sway here. And then exhale, again, push the wall in front of you, palms towards the wall in front of you. Pull the pelvis back. Let's stay here for a minute. Pull the right hip back. And the left hip back. And the right. And the left. And both. Now lift the belly button towards the spine and really get that lower body curve, deep, 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 deep. And release the hands and take the palms behind the back, interlace the fingers behind the back, and then straighten the arms and see if you get a little twist back and forth. Sorry about the phone. Life. Teaching yoga via Zoom. Open up the chest, look up, send those arms up to the ceiling and release. And let's just take a nice sweep of the arms up and let's just lengthen here. Let's just hang out in this lengthened position. So we're gonna root our feet down. We're gonna tighten the little glutes. We're gonna lift the belly. We're gonna drop the scapulas down the back, but find length in the rib cage. See if you can even get those fingertips a little bit higher without lifting the shoulders. Find that length, that linear plane in your body. Feel the energy through the tips of your fingers, all the way down through your body, through your legs, through into the floor beneath you. And then let's take the palms together and let's just send the hips to the right, looking under our right armpit, creating a nice half moon. Breathe. And recover on the other side. Looking to the left. Breathe. And back up. And let's take a nice little arch back. So press the pelvis forward, tight booty, lift the chest towards the ceiling. Take your eyes up. Press the hips forward a little bit more. Chest lifts towards the ceiling. Breathe. And then let's take a nice swan dive all the way down and come into a forward fold. And if this is too hard to come all the way down, put some blocks underneath your hands, or you can bend your knees and rest your elbows on your thighs. So we're just trying to release that lower back. Wherever you are is where you're supposed to be. Why don't you go ahead and shake those knees out a little bit, just gently, one at a time. And we're gonna hang out here in this forward fold because it's so good for us. So let's see if we can actually send our weight back into our heels. Breathe, long, luscious breathing, maybe a 3-count inhale. 3-count exhale. And then shift your weight into the balls of your feet. If you need to take a little bit of weight in your hands, that's fine. See if you can hold yourself in a forward fold, but taking the weight on the balls of your feet. You can actually hold your elbows in your hands too. Remember that micro bend in the knees, no locking knees here. If you want to wag your tail a little bit, do what feels good. Maybe send the weight over to the right and then send it over to the left, and maybe do a little figure 8 with your upper body as you bring yourself back to center, spreading the weight equally distributed between your right foot and your left foot and your right leg and your left leg. And breathe, and let's just kind of hang out here for a minute. Breathing, settle yourself in. Heavy head. We're going to roll up slowly, bending the knees. Last thing to come up is the head. Let the head be heavy. Slowly, 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 vertebrae by vertebrae, coming up to standing. Good. Let's come into a nice chair pose, bending the knees over the toes. Bringing your upper body kind of on a diagonal. Your arms are by your ears. We're gonna hang out here for a minute, just kind of feel that length between the top of our head and our sacrum. And then let's go ahead and just lift the heels off the ground. See if we can sink a little bit lower. And then let's press back up to mountain. Good. Give yourself a little figure eight here with your hips, just kind of weaving them in like a figure eight, just to loosen up that psoas a little bit. And let's take the right arm, the left arm up and the right arm to the outside of the right foot. A nice, easy quad stretch. We're going to tuck the pelvis slightly and then send the top of the knee to the ground. Lengthening through that left arm, scapula dropped, belly lifted. You can also play with that left arm. See if it might feel good to wrap it around the front of the chest and grab hold of that right shoulder and see if that gives you a nice left shoulder stretch. Lift the elbow up. And release that leg, cross it over. Let's come into a one-legged chair. Breathe here. Maybe circle that ankle. Always remember you want that belly button lifted. I just noticed mine was not. And so I'm giving you the same correction I'm giving myself. Belly button lifted towards that spine, that engages our core. And then if we really want to feel fancy, we can release the upper body over that leg, which is a challenge for our balance, and then grab hold of that leg and see if we can cradle it like a baby and see if we can just rock it. I can't really wrap my arm completely around the leg, but ideally you've got your knee in the crook of your elbow and your foot in the other crook of the elbow. That sent me flying. All right, let's try the other side. So then we start with our quad stretch on the opposite side. Whew. A little bit more unstable on this side. Remember to do that little tuck of the pelvis and then send the top of the knee to the floor. That's going to give you that fabulous stretch in the upper quad, that psoas muscle, the hip flexor. You don't want to release the lower back. So no arched lower back. You want that pelvis tucked. And then let's take that right arm across the body and see if we can give ourselves a little right shoulder stretch. And then we're going to release that leg, cross it over, one-legged chair. Circle that ankle. And when you're ready, release over the leg. If you need to take a minute here and just kind of tap your fingers on the floor, and then see if you can grab that leg and come to standing. Ooh. Little rock the baby. And let's release. Let's take the legs out to a nice big star. Let's press the palms away from the body. Try to really reach those palms to the walls. Good. Let's take a nice flat back right here. So just creasing right at the hip joint. Find that flat back. Hold here, support your spine with your core right here. Yeah, hold, find that length, fingertip to fingertip. Again, the line from the top of the head all the way down the spine through the sacrum. Let's take the arms above the head. So yeah, arms by ears. That adds an additional element to this position. And then let's lower the hands down and walk the fingertips forward. Go ahead and release down into this stretch. Walk the fingertips forward, but keep the pelvis back between the feet. So you're really trying to get length in the spine from the sacrum all the way through the spine, through the chest. If you can almost feel that beautiful stretch under the armpits. Breathe. I'm actually pushing into the floor right now with my palms to keep my pelvis back. And now let's weave the hands through the legs and see if we can get the fingertips to the other side. And this time we're curving the spine and lifting the belly button towards the spine to get a stretch the other way. And of course, all the while our hammies are nicely firing up. Hamstrings. And walk the hands forward. Let's turn the feet out slightly. We're gonna bend the right knee, come all the way down. So I don't have a very stretchy Achilles heel, so my heel comes off the floor. So that's fine. We're just gonna take the hands in front of us and we're gonna release forward. Breathe here. Sometimes I take my right elbow and I push my right knee back gently. And then sometimes I take my hand, I take my torso off the floor and I do a nice circular inhale with the left arm and down. Inhale and down. I know this is a little awkward. Inhale and down. So we breathe through it. Let's spider woman across to the other side. All right. If you need to bring that right leg forward slightly, go ahead and do that. My right foot is flexed. First, let's just breathe here, draping the torso over. Try to get your standing heel to the ground as much as possible. If you want, you can take your left elbow to your left knee and push it open a little bit more. And then let's take 3 deep breaths, circling that right arm. Inhale, look up and then down. Inhale, look up and down. Inhale, look up and down. And let's actually come on down to the ground. And let's take this left leg and put it behind us. Ha, 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 ha. Already feeling a stretch. All we're gonna do here is lengthen up. Take that one arm or 2 arms, whichever feels best. We're gonna reach forward towards those toes and drape the upper body over that front leg. Breathe. And walking the hands up, let's take another quad stretch and just come on down onto our elbow, our right elbow. If you can come onto both elbows, that's fine. And if you're super flexible, you can lie all the way down. This is quite enough for me. If this hurts your knee, take your foot further away from your pelvis, and you can even get a stretch without having the back knee bent. Let's unhook that back leg. Come into a dancer kind of second position V pose. Let's just take a nice inhale here with the feet flexed. Get a nice space lifted out of the waist here. Inhale, exhale, come forward, 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 and release. Heavy head. Keep those toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Don't let the legs roll forward and the toes roll towards the camera. Keep the toes up towards the ceiling. Give me a nice soft swing side to side here with a heavy head. Taking weight into the hands. Gently, 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 like you're at the bottom of the ocean. Just sway like you're seaweed rooted at the bottom of the ocean. And slowly, as you sway with a heavy head, come up to standing, up to sitting, and back all the way up. Take that right leg behind you. If you want to push your pelvis forward, find a position that's comfortable for you. Inhale the right arm up or both arms up. Exhale, forward, fold, and breathe. Walking the hands up slowly. Take the hands behind the pelvis, come down onto that left elbow and then the right elbow. You can release the head back. Quad stretch on the opposite side. And then slowly come on up. Swing yourself back around, and let's take the soles of the feet together. Taking the hands and opening the feet up like a book. Try to press the elbows into the knees. Breathe here. Good, nice little hip opener there. Let's go ahead and just shake those legs out. Take them forward, give them a little rub down. And let's take the left leg tucked under the right and the right tucked across the left. We're gonna inhale, lengthen the spine through the sits bones. Make sure that both sits bones are on the floor. You're not over on the left side, yeah? You're right on both. We're gonna take the left arm around that knee. We're gonna lengthen, lift the belly button, and then look over our right shoulder. Using the hand, the right hand that's on the floor as a little traction to get a little extra twist, like you're wringing out a towel. Breathe, slow 3-count breath. And come on back. While we're here, let's take the hands to the elbows. Let's stack the right elbow on top of the left. Sitting nice and tall, we're just gonna inhale, lift the elbows up and drop the chin to the chest. And then looking up, drop the elbows down, give yourself a little arch. So we're just moving the head, the neck, and the shoulders up and down, kind of in opposition. Matching the movement of the breath with the movement of the body, getting some mobility And from here, let's open the arms behind us and let's come into an inverted prayer. So I have to sometimes, ooh, this kind of hurts today. I have to kind of wiggle my hands together to get that inverted prayer. So the palms are together behind my back. I'm gonna open up the elbows and I'm just gonna sit here for a minute, lift the belly, breathe, maybe close your eyes. Open up the chest, lift a little higher. And release. Ooh, that really hurt my right wrist a little bit. Not in a bad way, but that's good. We need to stretch those wrists, especially when we're on the computer all day. So let's switch sides. Tucking the right underneath, left on top, sitting on both sits bones nice and tall. Wrapping the right arm around that left knee, lengthening on the inhale and then exhale, twisting over the left shoulder. And come on back. And this time for our elbows, let's take our hands to our shoulders and we're just gonna do some circles where we let the elbows kind of kiss each other and then rotate back. You're trying to describe the circumference of a circle that you are drawing with your elbows. Sitting nice and tall, keeping that nice twist, cross-legged twist, and let's reverse the circle. One more time, nice and easy. Good. All right, let's untwist. And let's come to our knees and do our pranayama. You can actually do it in a seated position or you can do it standing. We're going to do 20 breaths. This kind of marks the end of our warm-up and it gets our life force stimulated. So we breathe in, sweeping the arms up through the nose, exhale through the nose, bringing the hands down through prayer. 20 times, 20 breaths in your own time. Three more. Last one, stay up, take the palms to the ceiling, interlace the fingers, walk the shoulders one at a time up the ladder, right, left, right, left. Look at all that space you just created. Tight booty, lift, 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 and release. Beautiful. Let's come into a table position. We're gonna arch, look up, inhale, round, look down, exhale. Couple more. Come on back to neutral. Let's take the right leg up and flex that left foot And then go ahead and take the left arm off the floor and hold, breathe. Press that right palm into the ground. Make sure your left knee is right underneath your hips. Support your spine with your core. Imagine that you're holding your spine with your core like a silver platter holds the dishware. And release. Try the other side. Left leg shoots out, left foot is flexed, right arm comes out. Breathe. And release. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna just do a little flow here. So we're gonna take the right leg up, left arm up. We're gonna inhale here, and then exhale, contract, bringing the nose to the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, scoop the belly button in towards the chest. Towards the spine. Let's keep going. Matching the movement of the breath with the movement of the body. It's also a balancing act here. Moving in this parallel position, these two parallel lines, the right leg and the left arm. Give me a nice little pause when you bring the nose to the knee. Just a split second pause and release. Come on off your wrist for a second. Let's tuck the toes and sit back on our heels. Go ahead and just turn the wrists, circle the wrists while they're in a fist. And come on back. Gently tap the tops of your feet on the floor. And then take the left leg out and the right arm out. Inhale. Exhale. Nose to knee. I'm sliding my right elbow, scraping it on my rib cage as I come through into this nice contracted position. As I go out, my foot is flexed. As I come in, my foot is pointed. And release. Let's come on down onto our forearms. You can clasp your hands together, one fist in the other hand, or you can have the hands parallel. Sometimes I like to just wrap my fingertips over the edge of my mat, and let's come into dolphin. Stretch those legs out. Sits bones reaching to the ceiling. Breathe. Go ahead and lift that right leg off the ground. See how high you can get it. Flex the foot and send the heel to the ceiling. Already I just released my spine. Let's swing it through, the knee through, and let's come into pigeon. Ideally, our front leg is parallel with the mat in front of us. We're gonna inhale, arch, look up. And then when you're ready, slowly come down onto your forearms or all the way down, resting your forehead on the floor. We're gonna hang out here for a bit. So I'd love it if you could focus on your breath. See if you can get a 4-count inhale, 4-count exhale. Try to release your jaw. At the bottom of your next exhale, slowly come back on up, bringing your arms to your forearms, and then come back into dolphin. Let's just hang out here for a minute. Send those heels to the floor. Lift the sits bones up to the ceiling. Lift the left leg. See how high you can get it. Lift the heel to the ceiling. Send that bottom of the foot up, 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 and then swing the knee through into pigeon on the opposite side. If you need to pick up that leg and move it, do that. Take yourself up into a little gentle arch. Inhale. Make sure your pelvis is between both legs, and then exhale, coming on down into the stretch. The bottom of the next exhale, come back up. This time, let's come all the way onto our hands, and let's bring that leg back into down dog. And let's hang out here for a minute, just finding that equilateral triangle that we can create with the body and the ground. Sending the hips to the ceiling, pressing all 10 fingers into the floor. Reaching the heels to the ground. You don't have to get them all the way down. Let's roll through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, and let's actually come through plank, holding plank for just a minute. Breathe. Booty's back up, down dog. Yeah, maybe tread the feet here a little bit, one knee bending at a time. And then we're gonna roll through the spine one more time. Tucking the pelvis, rolling through the spine, coming into plank. Hold plank, and what we're gonna do here is just gently tap. Right knee, left knee. Right knee to the floor, left knee. Right, left, one more time, right and left. Good, drop to the knees, and let's come into prayer, releasing that lower back. Big breath. We gotta take the rests when we can find them. So release into this, really just give into gravity. All right, let's come on back into down dog. We're gonna take the right leg off the ground just a little, and we're gonna swing the right leg through. We're gonna come up into crescent pose. So our back heel is off the ground and our arms are up. Our right knee is over our right ankle. I want you to just feel the power in this pose. We're making a crescent with our body, so let's see if we can actually lift the chest up towards the ceiling. Oh wow, look at that. Crescent. So beautiful. And then let's take the hands down to the inside of the right foot and come into a runner's lunge. And if you're ready and if you want to, you can actually come on down to your elbows. And then coming back into that runner's lunge. And this time, let's just do a nice, easy spinal twist, lifting the right arm up. So we're twisting towards our right thigh. The left hand is on the ground. We're looking up at the fingertips. If that hurts your neck, you can always look down. Do what feels good to you. And then hands come back to the ground, and we come back to down dog. Tread those feet a little bit. Give yourself a little moment. If you feel like it and you want to do a little flow through, you can come into plank, and then you can drop your knees, your chest, your chin into cobra, and then tuck the toes and come back to down dog. Or you can just stay in down dog. Let's lift the left leg up and swing it through. Crescent pose on the opposite side. Find that deep lunge. That's your first step. When you feel stable, see if you can lift the chest up towards where the wall meets the ceiling. Take your gaze a little higher. Don't crunch your lower back. Lift, 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 lift out of the torso, but keep the left leg nicely bent. Beautiful. Woo! Come on down, hands to the inside of the left foot. Runner's lunge. I like to do a little rock and roll here. Forward and back. And then you can stay there, or if you want to give yourself a little extra stretch, you come on down to your elbows. Coming back up onto your hand, let's do a little twist here. Left arm comes up. Right arm is flat on the ground. Right hand is flat on the ground. Breathe. And hands come down to the mat. We're gonna go back to down dog. And let's go ahead and drop onto our knees and into prayer pose. Breathe. All right. One more time. Coming up, down dog. Establish that. And lift the right leg up, swing it through, drop the back heel, and let's come into warrior two. All we need to do is just hang out here for a minute. Find that flat pelvis. The right knee is working to the right. We're going to do our push and pull, rib cage. Reach forward, then pull back. Reach forward, inhale, pull back. Reach forward, pull back, center yourself. Oh yeah, feel that fire in the leg. Let's lengthen that front leg, but don't lock the knee. Reach forward and come into triangle. Press the pelvis forward. Create that paper thin shape. See if you can use the camera to help you get that parallel torso to the ground, torso parallel to the ground. And recover. Good. You know what? I'm not going to go back down into downward dog. We're just going to switch sides right here. Staying vertical. Let's come to warrior two on the other side. Whew. Nice deep lunge here, yogis. Yeah? Not up here, down here. Get that left leg working to the back, lift the belly button. And we push. And we pull. And we push. And we pull. And we push. And we pull. And we center up. Lengthen but don't lock. Reach forward. Triangle. Breathe. And let's recover. All right, let's take, since we're here, let's take the toes out and let's come into a nice goddess. Holding goddess, pelvis dropped equally between the two knees. All we're gonna do is inhale, right arm up. Exhale, switch left arm up. And inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Prayer and press. Wow, legs should be nice and hot. Let's get in that big star. Ooh, feel that power, that star. And let's heel toe back into mountain. And let's just do a dancer pose before we lay down on the ground. Grab hold of the inside of the right foot behind you. Come into that, I'll see if I can turn. Yeah. And then you're gonna press the top of that foot into the hand as you reach the left arm forward. You want the top of the knee coming down towards the ground. And you're like a little teeter-tot, like a teapot tipping over. I came out of that kind of fast. Let's try the other side. Settle yourself. Hold on to the inside of the foot. Pressing the top of the foot into the hand. And come out, hopefully, with a little bit of control. Let's just do a nice roll down, starting with the chin to the chest, dropping the shoulders forward, and then the rib cage, and then the waist, and then the hips, and then all the way down. Let's take some weight into our hands. Let's bend the knees over the toes, and let's just sit here for a minute. Lift the belly button towards the spine. Create the head-tail connection. The top of the head moves down into the floor while the tail also moves down into the floor. And when you're ready, come on down onto your backs. My dog is trying to get in. No scratching, no scratching. All right. Let's come on down. Let's hug the knees to the chest for a minute, just to kind of give us a little moment before we do anything else strenuous. I like to kind of rock my knees back and forth here. Go lie down, go lie down. I know. Good, let's actually take the legs up and give them a little shake. And then take the feet down to the ground. And let's inhale. Exhale, press into bridge. Hello, bridge. Let's tuck the shoulders underneath the chest, clasp the fingers together and press them down into the floor. See, that gives us another like 4 inches. Plus we're getting a lovely chest stretch. Hold and breathe. And let's unclasp the hands, untuck the shoulders, release the pelvis down, and then let's go moving in the opposite direction. Let's come into candle. So we take our hands and we walk them up our back, and we see if we can get our legs right over our pelvis. So we don't want them over our head yet. We're trying to create that vertical line, like a candlestick. Use your core. And then when you're ready, you can, if you want, slowly, slowly with control, take the legs over the head into plow. You take the hands down onto the ground, palms down. Notice what happens to your breath here. And then slowly rolling through, back on down. Using your hands, keep the control. And before we lower the legs, let's just do one nice deep core exercise. Inhale, take the arms above the head. Exhale, reach towards the toes. And let's just hold here, breathe. Every time you exhale, see if you can get a little higher. And release. All right, let's cross the right leg over the left and let the legs fall to the left. Palms down, shoulder height, look over your right shoulder. Gentle spinal twist here. Recover slowly, all the way back up, switch legs. And let the knees fall to the right. Ooh, looking over our left shoulder this time. And go ahead and come back up. And let's stretch our legs away from our fingertips. We're gonna scoot back here. So we're gonna reach our hands above our head. We're gonna inhale, we're gonna stretch our toes away from our fingertips. We're gonna tighten the fists. We're gonna flex the feet. We're gonna clench the buttocks. We're gonna squeeze the face. And we're going to inhale and hold our breath for as long as we can. And on the exhale, release into the ground. Stick out your tongue, open your mouth, say ah. And let's just take a 2-minute deep relaxation. I think I might actually even lower the lights a little bit here. And just allow yourself to feel the work that you just did in your body. It's still moving around in there. Big breath in, big breath out. Big breath in, big breath out. Find a way slowly to come to sitting, and we'll just seal our practice this evening with a little dog. And we will be grateful for all the little live things in our life, the flowers, the clovers, the oak leaves, the puppies, the kittens, even the coyotes. And of course, our own little live selves that help us do this yoga and twist our bodies into all these crazy positions that make us feel more alive. The spirit in me salutes the spirit in you. Namaste.
Namaste to Milo too.
Namaste to Milo too.
Yeah.
My little down dog.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Amelia. It was so
Thank you,
nice to have you here.
It was nice to be with you too. Thank you so much.
See you next week, I hope.
I intend to be here.
Okay.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.